Welcome to the Wealth Matters podcast, where investors come together to better understand how to build passive cash flow and create generational wealth without all the confusing mumbo-jumbo. Here's your host and co-author of Amazon #1 bestseller, Alpesh Parmar.
Welcome to the Wealth Matters podcast. Today's Monday edition, which I have not published for a while. I want to talk about what is going on in crypto market. And as you know, literally today I'm recording it on Friday, November 11th, and you will listen to this episode on Monday, November 14th. And why I am giving you these dates, because the crypto market is so volatile right now that the numbers I give you as of now would be totally different than the numbers you will see on Monday. And so this is why I want to put a caveat that the numbers I will mention here for BTC and a lot of the other currencies, would change for sure. So what happened just past week? Finally, I was being optimistic about cryptos. Finally, Bitcoin touched 21,000, and I was like, okay, things seems to be turning around. And as you can see, actually this past week, the stock and equities market also turned around. On Thursday, the market Dow went up by 1,100 points or so. So just to put that into perspective, I thought now, things will calm down. We have expected that the Fed is going to raise rates, and we have accepted, as well as the fact that it would be now mortgage interest rate would be 7%, and a lot of other rates would be higher, right? So finally, we were digesting all that. And then this guy, Samuel Bankman-Fried, who actually got fried now because of his grade. He's only 30 years old, and he goes by his initials SBF. Is of course an American entrepreneur and investor, and he is the founder and CEO of FTX, FTX.ux, its US affiliate. Also, what he did though, he managed assets through Alameda Research, a quantitative cryptocurrency trading firm he founded in October 2017. And this is where the problem starts, because what he did, SBF, and mind you, FTX is one of the world's largest exchanges. But the bad thing is SBF is the principal shareholder of FTX as well as Alameda Research. So, and FTX has received funding from big names like BlackRock, SoftBank, Temasek, Tiger Global, and Ontario Teachers' Pension Plan. FTX was also large investors themselves through FTX Ventures, making over 60 individual investors. So FTX has an exchange token called FTT, which can be used for benefits on FTX like lower fees and cheaper withdrawals. It's like other exchange tokens. So what this guy SBF did, that he tried to marry basically he was managing FTX and Alameda. So there was always, he kept saying these are sister companies, but they were more like cousins, right? So the trouble began when CoinDesk reported on November 2nd that Alameda's assets, about $6 billion of the $15 billion, were in FTX's FTT token. That's huge. So this amount of balance sheet concentration, the fact that it was largely illiquid, and would you believe it was representing 2x the circulating supply of FTT. So they basically what SBF did, he followed US government and a lot of the other governments and just printed money out of thin air like FTX. Basically Alameda owned more than twice the supply of FTT which was available. So now the link between these two entities caused immediate market reaction. SBF made the link even more dubious by promoting the token on Twitter around Halloween. So on November, and on top of that, when SBF started FTX, he had gotten some help from Binance CEO, who goes by CZ, Zhao, but CZ. And then in turn, he had given him some FTX tokens or FTT tokens. So once CG found out that this is how the circulating supply works of FTT, he announced that his exchange would liquidate more than $2 billion worth of FTT. Now Alameda and FTX got in trouble. So Alameda offered to buy it at the market price of $22. By the way, at the peak price, FTT was about 84 bucks, right? And by the end of day yesterday, pretty much it's down to nothing. So this is exactly what happened with Luna and UST. And I got burned pretty badly on Luna and UST. So I was not going to buy any other exchange tokens. And actually, I was not on FTX, even though I thought FTX is a good exchange. With the price of FTT rapidly declining, concerns about FTX's growing liquidity issues and whether user funds were backed, people started talking about it. About $6 billion was withdrawn in 72 hours before withdrawals were halted on November 8th. Later that day, Binance agreed in principle, like a non-binding letter, to acquire FTX. But non-binding means nothing. This is just for news. However, after reviewing the FTX balance sheet, they have since walked away from the deal, citing the issues are beyond our control or ability to help. Just on the morning of November 10th, SBF released a statement blaming an internal error for tracking user margins of the liquidity crunch. So it's actually pretty bad. And I would say cryptos will survive. Bitcoin will survive. I don't think FTX, Alameda, and SBF will survive. So it's disappointing to find out FTX was lying and misleading customers. I think we need to be prepared for a little bit more pain. So, but and then SBF on Twitter is talking about, I'm sorry, that's the biggest thing. I messed up and I should have done better. Now they are asking Justin Sun of Tron is another token, to help put together a plan to bail FTX out. I don't think that's gonna work. I think FTX is pretty much done unless some larger exchange comes and tries to help them out. But which exchange? If Binance said no, there is only another one, Coinbase. I don't think, because they are US based, they are pretty much, I would say, even though I don't like a lot of these exchanges, but they are pretty much following all the US regulators, right? They are making sure that they cover their backside. So FTX has a $10 billion hole right now. I don't think anyone is going to help them. So today, Sam said Alameda is winding down trading. Of course, RIP Alameda. FDX will do everything it can to raise money for liquidity over the next week, but no promises. If FTX cannot successfully raise money, they will most likely file for bankruptcy. So, and FTX, Alameda, and FTX Ventures' websites are all down. Withdrawals are frozen. So I'm sorry if you have had money there, because of this. And FTX or SBF were trying to be the good guys in the crypto. He showed, basically, that's what it seems. He tried to help a lot of the Celsius and Voyager. Actually, I'm losing my Voyager money because Voyager filed from bankruptcy. And FTX helped them, and FTX is supposed to go through this acquisition of Voyager. I don't think that's going through. To tell you the truth, next couple of months would be bad, and I think another 6 months. I thought by end of this year, this bear market would be at least over, but it's not over yet. Looks like, as VC investors are taking a big hit, right? So that's another thing. They are in big trouble now. So that's another problem. And would you believe, do you know why Tom Brady unretired? Because he and his wife Giselle put $650 million fortune into FTX cryptocurrency. So I think that is why he had to come out of retirement, as well as Giselle is trying to, or they have filed for divorce because of all these mistakes. So I think, and just the jokes aside, but prepare for some more pain before this thing gets flushed out. again, this is a problem with centralized finance, and that is the whole reason why I love crypto. That because of the decentralized finance, DeFi. DeFi has its own problems. DeFi, I know there are scams, hacks, whatnot, but the protocols are working. The smart contracts are doing their job. Actually, when Alameda had used FTT token and then traded on some of the DeFi platforms, if they would not take care of this, if they don't would not have paid the collateral, their investment would have sold automatically. So that is why Alameda had to take care of all those, their collateral on DeFi platform. And that is why, all this, the Pandora's box opened up and people found out what is going on. So, but I think the good thing out of this, maybe SEC and Department of Justice are investigating everything. Um, Maybe they will have some more regulations or proper regulations around this centralized finance or exchanges. Uh, but do you want me to rub some salt with this final news? This week marks 1 year since Ethereum hit its all-time high of $4,800 and Bitcoin hit its all-time high of $69,000. Let's hope we will see that numbers soon. Not sure when, but let's keep our fingers crossed. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the Wealth Matters podcast. If you enjoyed it, please leave us a 5-star rating on iTunes so others can enjoy the show too. Have a great week and happy investing!